Imagine what it would be like if you could manage and balance unhealthy foods and you preferred the taste of low-calorie healthy foods. Well, that's exactly what thin people do. That's exactly their preference. But for those people that are struggling with their weight, our taste preferences are different. So we have to develop a way to change our taste preferences. Let me tell you a little story. I never liked apples. And I've always used bananas as my fruit, and recently I wanted to find something else to eat besides bananas that were portable. And I decided to give apples a try. And when I bit into an apple a few months ago actually, and tasted it, it wasn't that bad. And because I really wanted to find another and I knew all the benefits of apples, and I knew the reasons why I wanted to eat this, and when I bit into that apple and I tasted it, I felt a feeling of joy. Because I wanted to like this, and it didn't taste too bad. So as I ate this, I felt great. I felt joy. I felt victory. I felt accomplishment in adding a healthy food to my life. And those feelings got linked up to the taste of apples, and now I love apples. And that's exactly how your brain works in developing what you like or dislike as far as your tastes. Now let me illustrate this even further. There's not too many people that I know who drank one of these for the very first time and just loved how it tasted. But if you're like me, cold beer is something that tastes good on occasion. So where do we get our taste for beer? When we start off disliking it. Because when we're drinking this for the first time and disliking it, we're probably at a point in our lives where we're wanting to drink this to fit in. We're wanting to drink this because our friends are doing it. We want to drink this to be adult and to feel like adults. And these things in our lives at that point are very, very important and emotional to us. So as we drink this, we're thinking, in dialogue is saying, I'm going to fit in, I'm going to be popular, I'm going to be an adult. And we're visualizing fitting in, we're visualizing socializing and being popular as we drink this. And that taste with this beer becomes associated with the powerful feeling of acceptance, and our brain develops that association of this taste and joy and acceptance in our lives. So we begin to develop a taste that we like this. And that's simply all it is whenever you have an emotion, the more powerful the emotion, your brain instantly searches for the reason for that emotion. As further proof, think about all the memories that you can remember. The most memorable memories are the most emotional things that occur. The more emotion, the more it's imprinted into your brain. It's the same thing with taste, that the higher and greater the emotion, the more of an imprint it is, and the more of the association it has on your thinking. So how can we do this? Now think about what happens with a typical diet. We go on a diet, and we have to eat things like grape tomatoes and apples, when perhaps we might prefer to have some Cheetos, or maybe having some butter movie popcorn as a snack. We prefer the taste of this. So because we're on a diet, we're going to put this away. We're going to not try to think about this, and we're going to choose the apples and the grape tomatoes because we know they're better for us, they're going to help us toward our weight loss goals. Now if we don't like the tastes of these things, as we're eating them, we're thinking in our minds, I'd rather be eating the Cheetos, I'd rather be having the popcorn. And we're thinking these thoughts, and these thoughts produce feelings of, we wish we had deprived, sacrificing, difficulty. Negative feelings become attached to these items. Well, is that going to help you want them more next time? No. You're actually reinforcing your negative beliefs and thoughts and taste preferences in these items if you just naturally let your mind flow where it wants to flow. Now here's what separates us from the rest, is I'm teaching you a skill now that you can change your thinking to get new feelings, to create those positive associations with these healthy foods, so that over time, guess what? You will automatically love these and want these just like you love this and want this and never liked it before. So what do? All you do is when you're eating these things, you consciously decide to say to yourself, things that you know are true. This is going to make me healthier. This is going to fight cancer. This is going to make me live 10 years longer. Visualize that goal weight as you're eating these. Create these pictures which will create positive feelings that you want that will be associated with the taste of these items. Now you might think, well, I'm just faking myself out. As I'm saying this, I'm not believing this. This is silly. If I don't believe it, it's not gonna be true in my brain, and my brain's not gonna like the taste of grape tomato just because I'm saying these things and picturing these pictures as I'm eating it. What you have to understand is your subconscious brain does not know the difference between reality and what's fake. So by you doing this, all it knows is the feeling that you're creating. And if you can think and picture and create a feeling of success and what it would feel like to beat your goal weight, and what it would feel like to be living healthier, and what it would feel like to know that you're feeding your body healthy foods to keep you strong and the cells of your body healthy, those feelings, whether fake or real, whether coming from the outside world or created within yourself, get imprinted and change your tastes. So it's very important. Now, not only do you need to increase the positive feelings when you're eating the foods that you didn't like before, but you have to also take those pleasure foods that you liked before, and when you do eat these eventually, of course, when we're having our cheat meals or what have you, is when you're eating these things, don't just, oh, these are so good, these Cheetos are so much better than apples, and those grape tomatoes, oh, yum, yum, and you're creating all these feelings of pure joy and ecstasy as you're eating these junk foods, and guess what happens? Is you reinforce the positive feelings associated with these foods, creating even a greater desire or taste preference for these foods. Does that make sense? So when you're eating these foods, I know it kind of sounds just started like, geez, I've been working hard all week, I've had a great week, I've lost 3 pounds this week, I've lost 1 pound this week, whatever. I'm going to enjoy my Cheetos. I'm going to enjoy my cookie. I'm going to enjoy my bowl of ice cream, 1 a week. Okay? And yeah, you need to enjoy that, but as you're eating it, reinforce in your brain that this is not helping my body. This food takes me away from my true goals. This food creates powerful emotions. This food causes me not to be the role model of health and wellness that I want to be for my children. Create those feelings when you're eating that food. And if you do it really well, what you might find is you don't even finish your bowl of ice cream. You get to a point where it's like, I don't want to finish this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Now don't worry. You'll never get to a point where you'll create negative associations with all the pleasure foods, and you'll never ever have cake again, or never have a cookie again, or never have Cheetos again. It just won't happen. But what you'll be able to do by doing this is you'll be able to lessen the hold that these foods have on you. The addiction these foods can have on you through the pleasure you've associated with them. I hope this makes sense. This is powerful stuff if you practice it. Now realize that if you do this once, it's not going to do a lot. You have to commit to continually doing this and reminding yourself to consciously create these thoughts that create these feelings you want to associate, positive with the healthy foods, negative feeling with the junk foods, to begin to tip the balance of your taste preferences toward the foods that will get you to your goal. Think about this. Wouldn't it be nice to jump ahead in the future a year, have done all this work, and now you just automatically choose the apples? And you still like the Cheetos and ice cream and the beers occasionally, but you just don't have that desire to have them all the time. And when you do, you're able to moderate them and regulate them and balance them into your life almost effortlessly. Imagine that impact. A lot of us don't go through the trouble because, number one, we don't know what to do. But now I've told you and shared with you what to do. And number two is we don't think we can do it. And if we do, we try it once or twice and then it doesn't make an impact, and we find ourselves eating half a sleeve of cookies anyway and thinking, it's a big waste of time. We don't consistently stay with it and continue with it until it becomes a habit, and it becomes that re-imprinting that causes this change. So my challenge to you is this. Do you want a better life? Do you want a better body? Do you want to be a better role model for your children? Do you want to live life feeling great about yourself? Then take the effort, take the time, continue to do it until these things become the effect that they can become on your life. This is Dave Erickson. Live by choice.